This time, I'm going to call to order the regular Planning and Zoning meeting scheduled for October 17th, 2013 at 6 p.m. Mr. O'Gean, can you take roll?
Chairman Woolley,
Present.
Vice Chair Puttrick,
Present.
Commissioner Petty,
Present.
Commissioner Anderson,
Present.
Commissioner Reed. We have a quorum.
Okay, at this time, we're going to go into a short recess due to technical difficulties. We're now in recess. Okay, at this time, we'll come out of recess and adjourn back to the meeting. If we'd all stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Next agenda item for this evening is agenda item number 4. This is the discussion, approval, or disapproval of the minutes for the regular meeting conducted on June 20th, 2013, and the special meeting conducted on June 27th, 2013. Have you all had a chance to look at the minutes?
Yes. Yes.
Questions or issues with the minutes?
I have just one correction on page 11 of 12. It's
Which set, sir?
Which set?
20th. It would be for June 20th. There's two sets, one for the 27th and one.
Page?
Where it says, can you just cross out, Ann stated that the American Cancer Society and the International Cancer Board do not endorse the use of marijuana for medical help ease the pain of cancer. I didn't say that.
I did.
Yeah. So you said that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Staff apologizes. Very lengthy set of minutes for those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
No problem.
Is there any further issues or questions about the minutes? If there was no further questions or issues with the minutes, I'll take a motion for approval with the so stated corrections this evening.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes for the meeting of June 20th and June 27th, 2013 with the so recommended.
I'll second it.
I have a motion on the floor to approve the minutes from the June 20th, 2013 and June 27th, 2013 meetings with the so stated corrections. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Those minutes have been approved with the corrections. Next agenda item for this evening will be agenda item number 5. It's a public hearing, case number PZC 15-13- zone change. This is the Old West Bail Bond zone change. It's a presentation, discussion, and recommendation of a zone change request to change existing zoning on the subject property from neighborhood office to neighborhood business B1. The subject property is located at 375 East Butte Avenue, Florence, Arizona, aka APN 202-03-001.
I have a brief presentation. Chair, Vice Chair, Commission, good evening. Gilbert O'Gean, Senior Planner here for Florence. Before you, you have a map of the location of this property. It's off of Butte, and it's Butte and Matilda would be the closest crossroads. The property is in red, as you can see. These business owners, when they first came to us, they had a bail bonds business, and they found a property off of Butte. They wanted to turn it into a commercial property, and at the time, the zoning allowed it. So they came to us back in, I believe it was 2009, in front of the Planning and Zoning Commission, and they got approved on their design review. The design review included everything from adding a parking lot to landscaping, signage, having proper access to the site, established access to the site, large parking lot with ADA compliant parking stall. Also having him to build a fence all the way around the property to separate him from residential neighbors. He complied with everything. He got approval that night back in January. Now he's back here to us. He wishes to change his zoning to increase the type of commercial business that he's going to have on his lot. Here's a picture that shows the property the way it sits right now. there's a sign, there's an image up on the corner that shows the front of the property, side shot, and also up to the side street, and then we have another image of the actual sign itself. So tonight, what we're looking at doing is changing the zoning, as stated before, from neighborhood office to neighborhood business, B1. And the idea behind this is to increase commercial potential on the property. Staff in the report gave you some of the data of the property itself. Right now, they have four parking spaces. Like I said before, one is ADA compliant. The site is in a great condition as far as for commercial use. He does run a bail bond business on half of the site right now. He's wishing to have more of an intense retail on the other half. So you're talking about 600 square feet on the new half that he wants to turn into retail. It used to be a home. We looked at the general plan to see that this would comply, and it does. There's a downtown mixed-use land designation that is applied on the property now. So it would allow a B1 commercial zoning on the lot. Staff hasn't received any negative or positive comment from any of the surrounding neighbors, and there was quite a few. I think one of the maps will show you the buffer that we notified everybody within 300 feet. Posted the property as required by state statute. I even put a chart together that shows you what is there now. Mostly he's surrounded by residential homes. The majority of the properties are zoned commercial. To the west, it's commercial. It's a neighborhood office. To the east, he's also commercial, neighborhood office. And to the north, it's also neighborhood commercial. To the north, we have Pinal County. There used to be a residential historic property that was removed. They have intentions of doing some type of, I believe it's some type of office site for the Pinal County businesses that exist there. Staff is excited tonight to bring this to you because if we get a favorable recommendation tonight and then it gets accepted by council after the public hearings, the applicant also intends to possibly build a racetrack in the back. It's not really relevant to this case because it'll come to you as a CUP, conditional use permit. So that's only if the permit still has to be approved by commission and council. But that was also part of the reason why he wanted to change the zoning to something more intense, so he could do other things with the business on his site. So anyways, if you have any questions for me, I'd be happy to answer them. As said in the report, there's minimal impact, if any. He's been running a business out of here since '09. He's one of the really proud of this customer because he did make all the improvements that we asked. They were pretty expensive to build. He had no parking in the back, so he put all that concrete himself. He had no established residential wall. He had nothing, no landscaping. So he's done everything he said he would. Staff is confident with this case as far as the zoning goes, and I'm here for questions.
Actually, due to the fact that it's a public hearing, I'm going to go ahead and do the public hearing first, and then we'll open it to the commission for questions.
Yes, sir.
At this time, I'm going to open the public hearing on case number PZC 015-13- zone change on the Old West Bail Bond zone change. Public hearing is now open. Do I have any public that would like to address the commission at this time? Is there any public that would like to address the commission at this time? In the absence of the public, I will go ahead and close the public hearing and open it to the commission. Public hearing is now closed. Commissioners?
I just have two quick questions, Gilbert. I am. I have two quick questions. Wasn't there a hobby shop in part of this,
Yes.
and it's gone?
No, it's still there.
It's still there?
That's also part of the reason why he's rezoning is to make it compliant. He had no issues with doing it. He just wasn't aware of the rules at the time.
Okay. Second question is, although you say it's not related, what kind of a racetrack are we talking about?
Yeah.
It'll be presented to commission. It's for it's going to be for small RC cars, radio-controlled cars.
Okay, we're not talking...
Yeah, we don't think there'd be enough room for the large
We're not
gas-powered
talking...
ones.
I didn't think so, but...
Yeah, and once again, a conditional use permit is going to look at the impact to the neighborhood. So there's going to be certain rules, certain parking requirements he'll have to meet. There's going to be time limits as far as when it can start on the weekends. These are things that we have to research and make sure he understands that they're in place to make it compatible with surrounding businesses. The town foresees the first block that you see in front of you as all commercial someday. Different kinds of commercials, so it's not something that's going to be out of the ordinary in an area like this, but if he does it soon, the CUP will ensure that it's done proper and correct. So, any other questions?
I have just maybe an observation and a couple. I will agree it's a good-looking business. You know, I've seen it before. The only residences are across the south side of Butte Avenue, is that right?
I believe, as mentioned before, you have a residence, there we go. I believe right to the, that'd be to the west, is a residence.
Yeah, that's west.
To the east is a residence, and there's one behind him.
Does he have, I mean, are there restricted hours, or is he there all the time?
Right now, he's there, the business is there all the time, but yeah, they do have hours of operation. There's been no complaints that staff's received in any of the years that he's been there. Once again, we required him to put a 6-foot wall around the perimeter of the property to ensure that it'd be some type of buffering from any noises that he may receive. Luckily, the okay.
I don't see any smoke.
Okay. Luckily, the business isn't the type that has loading and unloading of big trucks. That may be down the way because the zoning permits that, but right now, no. So we're compatible with surrounding neighbors.
How many bail bondsmen are in town? Is he that's the only one I can think of, really, right?
I think there's two.
Two at this time?
Well,
according to the, you know, like the reason I say this is because of, you know, I just have memories of Chicago where nothing says blight like a bunch of bail bondsmen together. So you know, I'd have no problem with the number that's here already, but you know, like for future observation, you know, like you can't. I mean, the prison's there. I know that there's the business. So that's all I got to say, I think.
Staff would only comment that what we've seen from my experiences working for the town of Florence is services of this type are what here. There's one off of 79, I believe this one here. I think there's another one, I'm not sure. Is there 3 or 2? Two. So the fact that they're apart from each other is a good thing, but typically those services are going to be in a town like this.
Well,
we're hoping that'll change down in the future.
It's a good-looking building. Okay.
Yeah, he's done a really good job. One of the few, no, I shouldn't say that. He did a really good job taking a home and making it into a business. Put a lot of work and money into it. Very proud of the way, it's apparent, but if you go by it, I mean, the sign's professionally done. The front landscape right, I mean, has proper access, so.
Yeah, it's nothing like they look in an urban area, but it's...
Any other questions?
I think mine's more of a question of understanding. First, they're bailing on the bail bonds?
Nope, they have two businesses. Half of it's going to, the report says that half of it's going to stay bail bonds and the other half is going to be the retail hobby shop.
Okay, like it is now?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe I'm missing something? What's the purpose, I mean...
The rezoning?
Yeah.
He is technically not in compliance. He's not conforming I shouldn't say not conforming, but the zoning that he needs to do the hobby shop is B1.
And in order for him to go to the next step, which is the track, he has to be in compliance first before he can submit for the CUP.
If he wishes to, yeah. So by rezoning tonight, or getting a recommendation, it's going to make it compliant with what's required for zoning, and now he can come to PZ and to the town council with his CUP, if he wishes to continue that, and push for this track for what he sells, or the little RC cars.
Okay, so this is step one of another process?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I'm trying to understand. I have no further questions. Anybody else? If I have no further questions, I'll take a motion.
I'll make a motion that we forward a favorable recommendation for case PZC-015-13-ZC, Old West Bail Bond Zone Change.
And I'll second.
I have a motion on the table to forward a favorable recommendation to the town council on case number PZC 015-13-ZC, Old West Bail Bond Zone Change. The motion was made by Commissioner Petty and seconded by Commissioner Patrick. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Please forward a favorable recommendation to the town council on this case.
Quick question. We opened and closed the public hearing, correct?
Yes, I did.
Thanks.
Next agenda item for this evening will be item number 6, new business. This is going to be case number PZC 37-13-preliminary plat. This is on the Anthem at Merrill Ranch, Unit 16 preliminary plat. This is a presentation approval or disapproval of a preliminary plat application for Anthem at Merrill Ranch, Unit 16, submitted by Pulte Group, Incorporated.
Chair, Vice Chair, Commissioners, it's a pleasure to be with you here tonight. As you just said, we have Anthem at Merrill Ranch, Unit 16. This is part of the Sun City portion of the Merrill Ranch, the Anthem at Merrill Ranch community. This actually unit came to the Commission almost 5 years ago. In 2009, was approved by the Commission due to the economy and everything. Pulte didn't move forward with the plat, and now they desire to do so. Excuse me. So this plat includes 111 single-family residential lots, and it has 3 points of ingress and egress. So here's the location of the plat. You know, not too long ago, we had Unit 18 that came before you, about a year ago, or a little less. This is on the other side. So it has access points to Sparrett Way, adjacent Unit 14, and south at Unit 18. This plat is 41 acres, and the average lot size exceeds the minimum requirements for lot widths and lengths. It's at 6,000 square feet. One of the important things is fire and engineering has no issue. We talked, obviously, bringing it before you guys, made sure that they had no issues with the streets or the utilities and different things that were within this plat. Let's see. The proposed density is lower than the threshold. It's at 2.6 dwelling units per acre. The open space is quite large. It's 17 acres of this unit is open space. So on the east side, you have Poston Butte Golf Course, and on the west side, you have the Walker Butte Wash, which you can see right there. So this is the basic information. It's a normal plat that comes to Commission. You guys seen over and over again. Staff recommends for approval of this preliminary plat. If you guys have any questions for staff or the applicant,
I actually have one for staff.
okay.
This came before us 5 years ago. What's any difference from 5 years ago to, they're just refreshing it?
Yeah.
It's exactly the same.
They have to bring it back to us because they waited, what was it, at least, they have a year.
Pre-plats have 1 year and a year extension?
So it was never finalized, it was
Never.
only pre-platted?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's what I was really asking, so, okay. That was.
And just for Commission, there may be some minor changes, but typically it's just to match what is being presented now with the product that they have. But no, nothing significant.
Got a question. Spirit Way, if I read this right, I drove over there the other day to just look at the site. Spirit Way doesn't quite go all the way down to this.
I'll have the applicant come up.
Sir, please state your name and address for the record.
Jared Baxter, I'm the design engineer on the project. I live in Heber City, Utah. This is my home address, 3515 Stonewall Circle. Commissioner Anderson, Vice Chair, Chairman, yes, you're correct, Commissioner Anderson. The Spiritway does not continue all the way to this project prior to getting final plat approval. That's going to be a stipulation from the town engineer that Spiritway continues and allows the access point off of Spiritway North to Unit 16. But you're correct. As of today, no, it does not continue all the way to the entryway. But that will be a stipulation as part of the final plat approval process, that it would have to be built prior to that approval.
Does that mean you're going to bring Spiritway all the way around to the
No.
other Spiritway by the water
The
tank?
way Spiritway is working is it's spatially migrating as we develop from east to west. So as we develop that way, as the units come online, you have to extend at least that entryway to that unit to provide proper fire access. There's always cross-access through the units. The way this one's designed is there's access from 18 through 16. There's also access from 16 through 14, but the primary access point would be Spiritway North, and that's a stipulation that the town engineer has required of us, and will be a stipulation part of the final plat process.
Any further questions? If I have no further questions, I'll take a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the preliminary plat of case PZC-37-13-PP Anthem Merrill Ranch Unit 16, preliminary plat case.
And I'll second it.
I have a motion on the floor to approve the preliminary plat on case number PZC 37-13. Motion made this evening by Commissioner Petty, seconded by Commissioner Puttrick. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? This preliminary plat has been approved. Next agenda item this evening will be the call to the public for commission response. Call to the public for public comments on issues within the jurisdiction of the Planning and Zoning Commission. Individual commission members may respond to criticism made, may ask the staff to review a matter raised, or may ask that a matter be put on a future agenda. At this time, I will open the call to the public. Is there any public that would like to address the commission at this time? With the absence of the public, I will close the call to the public. The next agenda item this evening will be number 8, call to the commission. Commissioner Anderson?
No.
Commissioner Reed?
No.
Commissioner Puttrick?
Have nothing.
Commissioner Petty? The next agenda item for this evening will be adjournment, and we will adjourn this meeting at 6:25.